What's up, Star Wars fans? Today I want to talk about Episode 7 of the Book of Boba Fett. I asked you, the community, what you thought was coming up in this episode, and as always, you came through with some fantastic speculation. And heading over to the community tab, we got Ethan Henry as one of our community contributors. He states this will probably be a long episode. I'm assuming we'll be back with Boba, Finnick, Mando, Karstantin, the biker gang, and the Gamorrean guards. And that this is the group that's going to be leading the charge versus the Pikes. And yes, Ethan, I am also really hoping for a long episode, because with all these characters like Mando, Finnick, Boba, maybe even Luke Skywalker or the rumored Han Solo, well, they're just all going to need a lot of screen time if they're going to do this episode right. But hey, thanks for that comment, Ethan. Let's move on now to Gen Steps. They stayed on the community tab. Here's my hopes. We get an hour-long episode and 90% of the screen time is focused on Boba Fett. Sure, the other characters will be spliced into the story with lots of action here and there, getting their own moments, but I want the focus of the story to be on Boba. And Ethan, I gotta tell you, I know exactly how you feel. I don't know if we'll get 90% of the screen time focused on Boba Fett, but hey, this is the Book of Boba Fett, and we really need in this episode to bring this story back to Boba Fett. I really hope he returns as being the protagonist, the main character of this series, and that when it comes time to face down Cad Bane, it's Boba Fett versus Cad Bane, not Din Djarin or Cobb Vanth, but Boba Fett. But hey, thanks for that, Gen Steps. Let's move on now to JetBlast190. He states on the community tab, here are my 3 crazy predictions for Episode 7. Number 1, Cobb Vanth survived the blaster wound from his duel with Cad Bane, and will show up with the contingents from Mos Pelgo and the local Tusken Raider tribe to support Boba's fight against the Pikes. Number 2, Boba will have his duel with Cad Bane as was teased in unfinished Clone Wars footage. As much as we all love a great villain and bounty hunter in Star Wars, this will be the end of Cad Bane. Moving on to number 3, we got Boba and his allies will rout the Pikes. I don't even think it's going to be close as he rides the Rancor into battle. He's been secretly training during these last 2 episodes. Boba will become the undisputed daimyo of Tatooine. And that was definitely some great predictions, JetBlast190. I totally agreed. Cobb Vanth will survive, and we are going to see a contingent come from Freetown. I really do hope that we get to see Boba versus a Cad Bane duel. That would be fantastic. Though I do think there's a real possibility that it's going to be Mando, Din Djarin himself facing off against Cad Bane, but I really am hoping that you're right. As far as the battle goes, I think it's going to start as a very small scrimmage, maybe with Karstantin in the biker gang versus some Pikes. Then Finnick Shan and Boba Fett on the Rancor are going to roll up, really turn the tide of that fight, and then there's a good chance Cad Bane is going to show up with a whole host of Pikes behind him, and maybe even some other bounty hunters, completely overwhelming the forces of Boba Fett. And just before they get overrun, that's when Cobb Vanth and his locals are going to show up, turning the tide once again and defeating the Pikes once and for all. At least I think that's how it could go, JetBlast190. But that all said, thanks for your comment, and let's head back now to the community tab, where we have a comment from Jack Smith. He states, we find out that Cad Bane was responsible for murdering the Tuskens. Boba will ride the Rancor into battle. Boba and Cad will duel. Boba will lose the duel but defeat Bane with his gaffy stick. Like both of Mando's finales, there also needs to be a character resolution. In Season 1, Mando forgiving the droids, and in Season 2, letting go of Grogu. Boba's resolution in this season will be heavily tied to the flashbacks as him as a kid. And yeah, Jack Smith, I really like this point of resolution that you bring up. What exactly is that going to be for Boba Fett? And well, I think that resolution is just going to be the fact that Boba Fett has created this family around him, and that is what is going to get him through this fight versus the Pikes, showing us all that Boba Fett is indeed stronger with a tribe than back when he used to run solo as a bounty hunter. So thanks for that, Jack Smith. Let's move on now to Alex Pearson's comment. He states on the community tab, Luke shouldn't have made Baby Yoda choose between Papa Mando and being a Jedi. My prediction, he and Luke meditate. Grogu has a vision of Mando getting wasted by the Pikes. Therefore, he chooses the armor and Luke flies him to Tatooine. And Alex, I'm loving this prediction. It would be so cool to see little Grogu having that vision and then rushing off to try and save his daddy Mando. Though I'm not totally sold on the fact that Luke and little Grogu are going to be participating in this fight. I think Han Solo, Luke, and little Grogu might just show up at the end of the fight, delivering baby Grogu back into the hands of Daddy Mando. But hey, Star Wars fans, let me know your predictions down in the comments below. Thanks to all of you who commented on the community tab. It's always great to hear your predictions. And as always, I'm Mike. Thanks for watching, and may the force of others be with you.